Spring Boot Bean Lifecycle, explained like a real project. Imagine joining a new company on Monday morning. Your team lead gives you a Spring Boot project and says, "Don't just learn Spring Boot. Understand how Spring manages beans." At first, it sounds simple. A bean is just an object managed by Spring. But behind the scenes, every bean follows a complete journey, a journey from creation to destruction. This journey is called the Spring Bean Lifecycle. Let's understand it in the simplest way possible. Imagine Spring Boot as a smart hotel manager. Whenever a guest arrives, the manager creates a room, prepares everything, provides services, and finally cleans up when the guest leaves. Spring does the same with beans. The first step is bean instantiation. Spring scans your application and finds classes marked with annotations like @component, @service, @repository, or beans defined using @bean. Then it creates an object in memory. But the bean is not ready yet. Next comes dependency injection. Suppose your user service needs a user repository. Instead of creating the repository manually, Spring automatically injects it. This reduces tight coupling and makes applications easier to test and maintain. Now the bean has been created and all dependencies are available. But sometimes you want to execute some setup logic. Maybe open a database connection, load configuration data, or initialize a cache. That's where initialization callbacks come into play. In modern Spring Boot applications, developers commonly use @PostConstruct. As soon as dependency injection is completed, Spring automatically calls the method annotated with @PostConstruct. This is the perfect place for startup logic. There are other options too. You can implement the initializing bean interface and use the afterProperties method, or define custom initialization methods using init method. Once initialization is finished, the bean enters the most important stage, ready for use. Now your controllers, services, repositories, and other components can use the bean normally. This is the phase where your application spends most of its life. But the story doesn't end there. Every application eventually shuts down. When Spring Boot stops, it begins the bean destruction process. Before removing a bean, Spring gives it a chance to clean up resources. Maybe you want to close a database connection, stop a background thread, release memory resources. For this purpose, Spring provides @predestroy. Methods marked with this annotation are executed just before the bean is destroyed. You can also implement the disposable bean interface and use its destroy method, or define a custom destroy method through configuration. So if we summarize the entire lifecycle, it looks like this. Spring starts. Dependencies are injected. Initialization methods run. Bean becomes available for use. Application runs normally. Spring shuts down. Destroy methods execute. Bean is removed from memory. This lifecycle is one of the reasons Spring Boot is so powerful. You focus on business logic. Spring handles object creation, dependency management, initialization, and cleanup automatically. And once you understand the bean lifecycle, many advanced Spring concepts become much easier to learn. Because behind every controller, service, repository, and component, the Spring Bean lifecycle is always working silently in the background. That's the magic of Spring Boot.